me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc where the good times never end. Talking Parks and Rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
For me, I always thought it was really important because of the outlets it gave and seeing other ways it brought people together. For me, just seeing the outlooks of where it could take people, and then on top of that, just the overall environment, the intensity of the sporting events, the esports events is just high in octane, and it's just something that provides people with different outlooks in life. Go to college or do certain things, they could work on that one profession that they're really good at, which is also something that's a fun extracurricular activity, in my opinion, that they can build from, gain relationships, gain knowledge, and gain different outlets in life.
Welcome to the Rec Room podcast, powered by the Daily Parks and Rec Show. In this episode, we're joined by leaders from Henry County, Georgia Parks and Recreation, a department recognized as one of the most innovative in the country. Our panel includes Paige Ferguson, Dr. Zach Graham, John Knapp, Vicinius Moore, and our host, Craig LeBlanc. Together, they share insights into the launch of Henry County's esports program, exploring how gaming is creating new opportunities for youth engagement, community connection, and the future of recreation. From facility design and program coordination to tournaments and outreach, this discussion highlights how Parks and Recreation continues to adapt to meet the evolving interests of the communities it serves. Stay with us for a thoughtful look at how innovation and tradition come together in Henry County. All right, we are live again with the Daily Parks and Rec Show. This is the Rec Room, hosted with Henry County Parks and Rec. Henry County, Georgia is one of the most highly decorated, finely tuned machines in the Parks and Rec industry, and we are helping them to kind of co-create a podcast where you really get to see how a Parks and Rec department handles all of its problems, its opportunities, and we try to keep it very laid back, conversational, so it's not like all mechanical and official. We do everything right. We've never made a mistake. No, we're going to go into all the details. And today's topic is youth sports. But before we start with that, we're going to continue to play our 200th episode, which this is episode 222. But we created a promotion that just kind of thanks everybody that's helped contribute to everything with the Daily Parks and Rec Show as we create content and media for the Parks and Rec community. So we'll play that. And then I have another promotion about partners. And then we'll come back with the Henry County, Georgia Esports team. So let's play this. We'll come right back. From a simple mic in a rec center to a full-scale media company for the people who power our parks. 200 real stories, 5 original shows, and more to come, with one powerful mission: to lift up the voices of Parks and Rec professionals across the country. From maintenance crews and young interns and youths who love sports, to directors and public servants making a difference. We've built a platform that honors the unsung heroes behind every clean trail, every weekend tournament, every safe, welcoming park. This milestone isn't just about the content, it's about the people, the passion, the purpose. To every guest, listener, and supporter, thank you. The next chapter starts today. This is DPRS Media Co. Media for public service. All right, so our next promo is going to be, we are entering phase 3 of the Daily Parks and Rec Show, DPRS Media Company, and we're creating standalone shows that are still under the umbrella of Parks and Recreation, and we're seeking strategic partners. Our second ever strategic partner was Henry County, Georgia, as they wanted to create a show about, pulling the curtain back and exposing their leadership team to how they solve their problems. And so as we create 12 new shows about all the different parts of Parks and Recreation, whether it's facilities maintenance or youth sports or urban forestry, we want to find partners similar to Henry County, Georgia, that want to help us co-create this. Because even though we can do all the production and back end and video content creation and distribution, we're not the masters of these different parts of Parks and Recreation. So if this is something that interests you, or if you're a vendor or a company, or you're another Parks and Rec department that would like to help us co-create shows for the industry, this is a little promo that we made, and then we'll be right back with Henry County, Georgia.
Are you a vendor, brand, or service provider ready to connect with the heartbeat of local communities? At DPRS Media Co., we tell the stories shaping parks and recreation across America. Through podcasts, live streams, videos, and newsletters, we reach frontline leaders, city directors, and decision makers every single week. From youth sports and facilities to programming and policy, our audience is your audience. Sponsoring or partnering with DPRS Media Co. puts your brand in front of the professionals who build, budget, and buy for their communities. Launching a new product, growing your presence in public spaces, targeting cities, counties, or departments, DPRS is your trusted media partner. Whether you're in software, turf, aquatics, robotics, smart cities, or special events, partnering with DPRS puts your brand in the story. With commercials, interviews, social campaigns, newsletters, and live shows, we're your media team. Partner with us and grow your impact in the $200 billion Parks and Rec industry. DPRS Media Co. Stories that move Parks and Rec forward. Your audience is here. Let's meet them.
All right, so why don't we kick it off with a round of introductions? Let's go with Paige and Dr. Zach. Y'all go first since y'all have already been on and kind of familiar with it. And then we'll go with John and close it out with, I'm going to butcher it again, Cassinius?
Yes. Cassinius, you got it. Yeah.
Cassinius, okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. Paige, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Paige Ferguson. I'm a special events assistant here at Henry County Parks and Rec. Yeah, well, if you want to know more about me, you should go watch the other episode that I was on.
That's right. That's right.
But,
The deep dive into her.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll keep it a mystery. There you go.
Fantastic. Dr. Zach?
Hey everybody, my name is Dr. Zach Graham. I'm one of the program/rec coordinators here at Henry County Parks and Rec. Also, just like what Paige was saying, if you want to know a little bit about my history, how I got here and how I got my doctorate, definitely check out our last episode.
Fantastic. All right, John.
Hey everybody, I'm John. I'm the recreation specialist. So I do a little bit of everything over at our new rec facility in North Mount Carmel. But the thing over there I'm most excited about is our esports room. So we'll dive into that today.
Fantastic. Cassinius.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Hope all is well. I'm the facility coordinator. My name is Cassinius Moore. I run the new Mount Carmel Recreation Center, which is a state-of-the-art center. We have a great time over there, and we're just there to serve the community.
Fantastic. Okay, so Paige, why don't you start off by just defining what is esports? And actually, I'd like to hear how each of you define that, just so that people that aren't familiar with esports, what it is and how it works in Parks and Recreation can kind of understand it a little bit, give them a little context.
Well, Craig, it's funny that you asked me first because Thomas talked about him a lot on the podcast. He wrote me into this 45 minutes ago. He was like, do you play video games? And I was like, oh yeah, I play Minecraft. And he's like, you want to be on a podcast about esports? And I was like, okay. But most of my knowledge about esports comes from my husband. He's a huge gamer. And he, when he was younger, wanted to be an esports player, like professional league. Did all the streaming, all that. So I don't know much about esports, but I do know that it can be as competitive as anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, well, I think what you experienced is so part of the culture of Parks and Recreation. How many times have all of us been handed an event, a special event, a project, and then next thing you know, you see the person that handed it to you walking away, wishing you luck.
I'm excited because I know he's told me about esports before. Was I listening 100%? Maybe, maybe not. So I'm excited to hear from these guys a little bit more and to learn more about it.
Yeah. Well, Paige, I can tell you that if you want to learn about anything, do a show about it and you will, or teach it, and you'll be on the fastest path to learning something. Dr. Zach, you want to chime in on this?
Yes, sir. So, kind of definitely like Paige's husband, I did have aspirations as a kid to be a professional gamer. Literally, I actually watch a lot of esports events. The main one that I do watch is Call of Duty League. I love Call of Duty, as well as sports games as well. So to me, like just going off your first question, esports, I actually don't. I want to guess the E stands for electronic sports, but I could be wrong. I was just my educated guess. But going off of esports, for me, I always thought it was really important because of the outlets it gave and seeing other ways it brought people together. And then, I think are we all back?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. It froze a little bit on my end. But for me, just seeing the outlooks of where it could take people, and then on top of that, just the overall environment, the intensity of the sporting events at esports events is just high in octane, and it's just something that provides people with different outlooks in life, not technically having to maybe go to college or do certain things. They could work on that one profession that they're really good at, which is also something that's a fun extracurricular activity, in my opinion, that they can build from, gain relationships, gain knowledge, and gain different outlets in life.
Yeah, absolutely. Cassinius, how about your definition of esports?
Well, when I think about esports, I'm a big gamer as well. Play mostly sports games, but the esports program, I believe it offers a different opportunity for kids because all kids are athletes. So esports is like another outlet that they can pursue. And believe it or not, there are scholarship opportunities in the esports world. So it's just a chance for us to kind of do things that are not, outside the box, outside of athletics, and give kids an outlet. And I believe, like I said, I do. At one point, I did want to stream, but I didn't fully pursue it. But it's just another outlet for the kids in our community and give them a chance to kind of show their skills in a different light.
Yeah, absolutely. John, what's your take on it?
Well, piggybacking off what Ksenia said, not everybody is going to be into the traditional sports and athletics. So this is a different avenue for them to pursue in life, for a community to compete, or just to hang out and relax at home after a stressful day at work. They can go home, relax, play a video game. So it's a very broad thing.
Yeah.
That's what I do in Minecraft.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I do. It can be very relaxing. It can be competitive.
Yeah,
but
and it can connect you all over the world too. I've
Yeah.
met people on different continents, different states, people that I talk to on a daily basis. Don't even live in the same state, never met them in real life.
Yeah. And so maybe we can talk about our exposure to it. This kind of reminds me back in the 90s when I went to high school, we had the chess club, and this is before computers were around, but in a very similar way, we were super competitive. We had a little club, and then we'd go to tournaments and stuff. And then fast forward to where we are today, we have these esports and games that we play. And to give one example of what I've seen, I have a Tesla, and I went to charge it somewhere, I think it was right outside of Dallas, and it was attached to this. The charging station was literally in the same parking lot of like a big assembly center that seated like 20,000 people. And I walked in waiting for my Tesla to charge, and I see these huge banners, kind of like you see when you go to a pro basketball game and you see like the best players and their faces. It was that big, and it was a big esports competition. And the winners were, this is what they did for a living, and they made a heck of a living. Like each of the guys on the banners had made $1 million or more that year just playing esports, and were dominant in that one game. I don't even know the game that they were playing.
Oh, yeah. Esports are huge. Like some of these biggest games, like League of Legends, Valorant, they get over like 100 million unique viewers for their world championships every year. So it almost rivals the Super Bowl, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're able to play from your home. And so now we go into parks and recreation. So inbound parks and recreation, trying to provide different activities and programming for their community. And now that y'all recognize and y'all can maybe fill in the blanks as far as when the industry recognized that this is a part of our community. How do we serve them? So what did those early days of trying to address this esports community in your community, what did that look like? And when did that kind of start for y'all? Let's see, who wants to answer that one? Any volunteers? I will throw Cassinius under the bus here.
Oh, sounds good. Well, as this new facility was being built and we were coming, opening day was coming up. And like I said, it was just another opportunity for us to offer a non-traditional program, give kids another outlet, and we offer gaming tournaments every week. So it gives kids the chance to participate in gaming tournaments to win prizes. So Mondays and Wednesdays, we're doing gaming tournaments every week. Kids and adults are very excited about it. So it's an opportunity to serve in a different way and allow kids to show what they have a passion for outside of the traditional basketball, football, or soccer. Gives them a chance to show their talent in a different light.
And what year did y'all start seeing this?
Well, esports has been around a long time. To be honest, Henry County is probably one of the first facilities to have an esports gaming room and a recreation center because they're rare right now, but they're starting to pick up steam. So all the other agencies that I've worked for in the past, we didn't have esports programming. So this is like one of the first agencies that I've worked for that's actually pushing the esports program, which is awesome for the community.
Yeah. Now, John, have you played in the actual esports facility? What does it look like? Can you describe it to those that have never really walked into one of these?
So it's pretty breathtaking when you walk in. So when you go in the room, we have 10 different gaming PCs. They look like little rinky-dinky office computers, but they have some serious specs inside of them. And so there's 10 along the walls, and then we have little TV stations in the middle of the room with couches weaving throughout. So there's PlayStation 5s, Xboxes, and a Nintendo Switch. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone and whatever their preferred way of playing is.
Yeah. Now, has everybody played on it? Paige, Dr. Zach, have y'all gone in there?
I've definitely played on it.
I've gone in there.
Now, what does the tournaments look like? How do you organize it? How does it different from like the sporting events or the baseball tournaments or stuff like that?
So right now, while we're trying to build more people coming in, it honestly depends on the game. So certain games like a sports game or a fighting game, we can do a traditional bracket system with single elimination if there's a bunch of people, double elimination if we're lacking in participants. And then games like Mario Kart and Fortnite, we can't really do a traditional bracket system. So I've come up with Fortnite, a little battle royale system for them to earn points based on how they do, how many kills they get. Mario Kart is the hardest because you kind of have to play it by ear, how many people show up versus will decide how many little Grand Prix they'll do. So it just depends.
Paige, tell us about your husband's adventure into this, and what is it like having someone in your life that is big into esports?
Yes. So, where to begin? So when I met him, he's big gamer, and actually, we had gone to an esports game. Because you explaining the story about the banners and everything, it brought up and this was like 8 years ago or 7 years ago. This is a long time ago. But we went to, I think it was a Call of Duty esports game. We went and watched live in Atlanta. So I can tell you from that, remembering a little bit from that, it was really big. But he streamed. I edited little videos for him of him playing The Last of Us, the video game. So he definitely really want to do all that, but he still plays a lot. Marvel Rival, a lot of the games. He's dabbled in Fortnite. Yeah, he plays Minecraft with me, thankfully, or I would just play it by myself. But yeah, he hasn't been in the room yet, but he's been wanting to go, so I'll just have to take him and then because his name is John. So John and John will have to go head to head and battle it out.
May the better John prevail.
Yeah. See, I'm very competitive. So if I got into the gaming room and I started gaming, I mean, it's on. So
Yeah.
I might just have to come visit y'all soon.
Explain what streaming is for those not familiar at all with it. What's the difference between playing at home and streaming, and what does that look like?
So from what I know, streaming is you're basically playing video games live. So there's a lot of video game influencers that you can watch them play video games live. So the great thing about the esports room at the Mount Carmel location recreation center is that it brings a lot of the kids together, because a lot of times you can play at home and it's a great way to connect with your friends who live a far distance away from you, and just have fun. But it's a great way for kids to come together and play out as a team and make friends. So yeah.
Dr. Zach, anything on well, first of all, what did you get your PhD on, for those that don't,
Occupational therapy.
Okay. And so what do you see as how it's affecting the kids, as far as, let's say you've got kids that aren't very athletic, this is kind of their gift. I'm thinking about the old chess club people that obviously aren't trying out for the football team and stuff. How does this give them an outlet to be able to show their expertise and have fun while they're doing it and connect with people that they're playing with?
So yes, so with esports, it gives a great outlet for different skills that they're working on that they may not even know that they're working on, that they'll need later on in life. Even people that do sports, they need these same skills. So for instance, like just working on different visual perceptual skills, visual tracking of when you're playing certain games, visual attention to what's going on in the game, or your visual memory on certain aspects of the game. So you're working on sharpening these skills in your head. And then on top of that, you're building your social participation. And then from that, when you look at it from the standpoint of like, playing sports games compared to playing real sports, you're still getting that dynamic in a sense where these people that are playing esports, they're able to create their own plays, create their own players or soldiers or which not to interact in the game of how they would if they could outside in the real world. Because there's just like I play football, Ksenia's play football, but there's, some aspects of like our life changed where we, had to stop playing football, but we could still have that love and joy of playing the game, and that, conquers our hunger to still play. And then for people that, same thing, they want to play these sports or want to do things, but maybe, there might be a physical ailment, or maybe they're nervous or something like that, where they're like, that's just not for me, but I would love to watch or play a game like it. Esports gives a broad outlook to that, where they could still play these sports games and then also meet people that's just in the same shell as them or same bubble or have the same ideas. So,
yeah. Ksenia, anything to add to that as far as the social aspect and what you're seeing when kids come in and play?
Oh, definitely. Like to piggyback on Zach, it gives the kids a chance to, especially we have a homeschool program that we have within Henry County Parks and Recreation. So it gives, especially those kids, it gives them a chance to be able to socialize, work on the social skills while they're playing the game around other kids. So it's very beneficial. And I think moving forward, and just to add one thing to the esports gaming room that I just want to kind of throw a little curveball here. So we're in the future, we want to use this room as a community outreach type thing as well. So as far as have classes or curriculum with resume building, interviewing techniques, things of that nature. So we want to maximize the space and not only use it for esports, but use it as a community outreach center as well. People might want to come use the computer to, say, for instance, they have a Zoom interview. They don't have a computer at home. They can come to Mount Carmel and do a Zoom interview on our computers. So we're looking at other avenues to kind of maximize the space outside of just esports as well. So I just want to add that in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think everybody can speak on this one, but so I think some of the perception is you just can't build real meaningful relationships and connection online like you can in person. But maybe you can speak on how you have seen real relationships exist, be created, be found that are meaningful online. And you've never really met these people in person, but you're still actually building real connection. John, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I can speak on this from personal experience. I have met friends that live in Washington, Pennsylvania, Florida, known them for decades. I mean, we don't know each other in real life necessarily, but we still talk every night. We still tell each other about our days and connect on an emotional level. And even sometimes I've been out to Washington and visited that friend I've known for over a decade. I've met a girl and drove down to Florida to go see her before. So, I mean, you can still talk to people. I mean, we still give each other attention and build an emotional connection together. Just because we're not in person doesn't mean that we can't connect.
Yeah. I'd like to hear each of y'all's feedback on that one. Paige, why don't you go next?
So I have a lot of friends who game more than I do, but they have all told me stories about someone they've met in a Discord chat or a game chat that they got on their team randomly playing a game and just kind of connected because they both love the game. They both have the same strategy. Something happened, it clicked, and they just got talking and say, "Hey, let's be friends. Let's play this game again." So it's that continual teamwork and that friendship that builds over time, and then they're just part of the group and they just become a friend now. And I've met some of these people now, so it can definitely happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a little story around that. I have a son, my youngest son. His name is Fast Pete 4, and they would fight over him to be on their team. And I knew he was competing with people that were a decade older than him, and a lot of people didn't realize they had a 4-year-old on their team that they were all trying to recruit. But and he still has connections to this day. Now he's 15. But I remember back when he was 4 years old, all of my other children would have to gang up on some of these fighting games. It was basically the whole family, 9 other kids against Pete, and Pete would win every time by himself. So never underestimate some of these kids when it comes to this esports stuff.
Oh, those young people reaction times are no joke.
Oh my gosh, their click rate is just amazing. It's like their minds just moving so fast, and we're just trying to catch up. Dr. Zach, what's your input on that?
Yes, sir. And going kind of off what John said, I've also have met people online, and had the ability to meet them in person. And then some of these people that you meet online and you talk to and you play the game with, you realize that you have like your personalities match. You have the same ideas or the same kind of overall context of how the game should be played or what we need to do to win or whatever the achievement or goal is. And I think from that, it's just a really awesome situation because not only are you playing a game with somebody that's, maybe just as good as you or even better or even pushes you to be better, but then once you meet them in person, get the chance to hang out with them and be more personal with them, you realize it's like you're my long lost friend that I just met now. I just didn't grow up with you. So it's a wonderful thing. Like I'm thinking of one of my friend Will, like he lives all the way up in Buffalo. He's a Bills fan, unfortunately, but for me and him, it's like we could connect because I'm a Dolphins fan, so we were rivals. And then on top of that, we play Call of Duty together. He helps me, I help him. So it's an amazing thing to just go through life and meet people through a gaming. And then it's also, that's why I think it's so important, just like when Ksenius was saying earlier with homeschool and just esports in general, sometimes you have kids or people that it may be hard for them to, make friends out in the world, or maybe hard for them to talk to people. But when you're on the game and you have a mic, or some people, it's kind of like you're masked at that point. Like they can only hear your voice, they can't see you or anything. But then once you're able to just talk to someone without them seeing you and build a friendship, it's going to open you up more to maybe like, okay, I can talk to people, or maybe people don't think this of me or how I think of myself. So it's a beautiful aspect.
Yeah. Ksenius, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, but my friends on my platform, we consider ourselves like a big community. I've met people on there because we have the same interests in, of course, the sports game and being a former athlete. I've actually met people. I let them know, what school I went to. So a lot of times we go to the same school. Like, oh, I went to Harvard too. Where did you play? So we kind of get into that conversation. So it almost seems like once you get to know these people, it's almost like they become family online, like your online family. So yeah, it's great. It's great. Just kind of having the same interests. And then, it's the other side of that coin as well, where you meet people online. You be like, because I've had to report some people just the way they acted online. And and have to delete them off my friends list. So it's two sides to that as well. So you meet people that are great, and you meet people that you might never want to talk to again.
Yeah, and some of those people are like 10-year-olds that are just brutal online.
Exactly.
My 10-year-old daughter has gotten booted from more rooms because of how aggressive she plays, and she's, gets put in timeout and then gets back in, kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a blast. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play two promos that I'd like y'all to kind of speak on. One of them is our Youth Sports Mastery show. And it's with my host Aaron Locks. It's every Thursday, 1:30 p.m., where he brings on the best coaches and athletes, and maybe we can talk about how it's similar to sports and youth sports and the programming y'all do, but then how y'all kind of adjust it to esports. And then after that, I'll also play the facilities maintenance show that we do in the mornings, and talk about what it is to kind of maintain these facilities and how it's a little bit different. So we'll kick it off with the facilities maintenance and then play the YSM, and then we'll come right back.
Behind every thriving park, every safe playground, every event-ready field, there's a team working before sunrise and long after sunset. This is Facility Maintenance, the only show created for and by the unsung heroes of Parks and Recreation. Brought to you by DPRS Media Co., where real work gets real recognition. From restrooms to rec centers, HVAC to turf tech, we go beyond the job site into the heart of operations that keep our communities moving. Our mission? To elevate maintenance teams through stories, solutions, and shared experience. Our vision? A world where every facility crew is seen, valued, and fully supported. Each episode features operators, innovators, and leaders, sharing tools, tech, and tactics that make the impossible look easy. Facility maintenance isn't just a job, it's purpose, it's passion, and now it's a show. Facility Maintenance, where tools meet purpose, where work becomes legacy.
All right, so before we play the next one, let's just go ahead and spend a little time on this one. So let's say somebody's interested as a Park and Rec department in building one of these facilities. What is the hardware needed? What's the space needed? What is it like to maintain it? Are you just like permanently strapped to an IT support role? What does that look like? Let's see, Cassinius, why don't you go first, then we'll go John, and then we'll see if Paige and Dr. Zach have anything to add to that conversation.
So as far as facility maintenance, was that the question? You guys can.
Yeah. So like, what do these facilities look like hardware wise? What kind of space do you recommend? What were some of the maybe face plants you did when you first launched it, and now that you kind of learned?
Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So when as far as planning for facility, like building a building, you got to first of all you got to have the land or the space that's going to be able to occupy a building. Say for instance, Northbound Carmel Recreation Center. So I'm sure that plan had to be like a 3 to 4 year plan from ground to completion. So everybody plays a part, plays a role. You have to think about the manpower, the hours, the subcontractors. Once you get the building completed, you have to think about what it's going to take to staff the place, what type of rooms, amenities that you want in it, what is the maintenance going to look like, the upkeep, as far as the landscaping. So it's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of planning that's involved. And I think with this particular facility, the vision that they had, it came to fruition, and it looks great out there because we have not only do we have the North Park Home Recreation Center, but we have the soccer fields that surrounds it. So we have there's a lot of opportunity for different types of programs that we can offer out there. We're in the process of going to add new playground out there. Going to redo the whole playground, put another small little playground beside the building. So. We have a dog park that's out there. So there's a lot of different things people can do at the facility. You can, if you want to work out, you can come work out. If you want to play basketball, you can come play basketball. You want to walk on the track. So it gives the community, it definitely enhances the quality of life for people within the Hampton community at the North Mountain Recreation Center. So when you plan something, you have to think about what is the end goal? What are you trying to accomplish? And I think Henry County did a wonderful job with this facility.
Now, did y'all tour in the other facilities or get ideas from other Parks and Rec departments?
Um, I'm sure they visited some other Parks and Recreation department just to get some ideas, but of course we want to set the standard here in Henry County. So, well, what they came up with is awesome, and I think the standard has definitely been set. I was just recently about a few hours ago, we had a couple of other agencies come down just to visit our facility, and they were like just blown away by what we have and some of the ideas they're going to take back to their agency so they can share what we're doing in Henry County. So we're definitely paving the way and setting a standard when it comes to facilities and maintenance upkeep. Our fields are great. If you come look at our football fields, they do a great job of keeping up our soccer fields, football fields, the whole nine. So everybody plays a role to benefit this community.
Now, John, maybe you can speak on this. What is it like to kind of maintain the esports room? Are you just kind of debugging the computers, hooking them all up, or what's the ongoing maintenance? And I'm assuming y'all are having to get new hardware every now and then as people ask about this gaming device or this platform. What's that look like?
Yeah. So a lot of kids come in that don't know what they're doing. So you've got to help them. You know, kids will be kids. They try and go and download stuff that they're not supposed to, try and look up things that they shouldn't. So we've had to put some filters in, and yeah, like at least once a week I try and go through and look and see if anything's been downloaded. A lot of kids like to try and download cheats for games. I've had a few instances of that already. Remove that. You know, and kids are dirty. So every night after we close the game room an hour before the facility so that we can wipe everything down, keep everything clean. And we've been pretty lucky so far. We've had an awesome attendance that watch the kids, make sure nothing's been broken yet. So fingers crossed that we keep that up.
Yeah. Now, in hindsight, anything that y'all have seen on kind of what you would have built a little bit differently?
Honestly, I love the room that we have. The only thing, the Nintendo Switch is annoying because it doesn't have a lot of hard drive space. So you've got to keep, I want to play this. Well, we've got to install this game for you. I hope you don't mind waiting 30 minutes. So if anybody in the future is getting a Switch, get a external storage system for it. We have to, switch out the controllers. So make sure you have enough cords to charge everything. And the computers have been great. The computers are better than my personal PC at home. So I have no complaints about those.
Yeah. Now, Paige, how does this tie into special events when they run these big tournaments? Do y'all play a role in that at all? Promoting, getting the word out, or kind of what do those special events look like?
So one of our special event coordinators, Sandra Landrum, she makes flyers for those. I believe she made those flyers, but it's a lot of word of mouth. I talked to all my friends about it. We haven't done anything, but I think in the future it'd be awesome to partner and do something. But I can't speak for everyone, so that's just my opinion because I like playing Minecraft. But no, it's definitely an event. It's definitely something I think more people should look into, and people like myself who haven't really played competitively. It sounds like a lot of fun, and like my husband, he definitely, even though he's not on a team, he plays competitively. So I've seen it.
If you come just prepared, the kids will trash talk you.
They will trash talk.
My nephew, he's a video gamer too, and he probably got it from my husband. But he 'cause he lives with us, but yeah, I need to bring him by too. He'd love it. But yeah.
Yeah, I need to have him on the esports show next time as a gamer. Okay, so
I'll bring him.
Dr. Zach, as far as like program coordinating, how does that kind of tie in, with all the other things that you program for the community? What are some things that are a little bit different when it comes to coordinating an esports program?
Yes, sir. So originally when Thomas came with me with the idea before Mount Carmel was built about having an esports room, I was just ecstatic for it. And then, hopefully the plan is, I told him I want us to get a Henry County team to battle other counties in the state. But
Oh,
that's
nice.
something that, that's a program I would love, that I am dying to start, but it takes time, so that in that aspect, trying to facilitate that and get that program up and running. It's something, we're just taking stepping stones right now, getting our name out there with Miss Sandra, like Paige was talking about, with the flyers, making sure everything is ready for the events and everything and that such. But from my side of it, with the coordinating side, it's I try to program certain things, but I also try to, still have the same respect for Cassinius and John, because they have to be the ones actually doing it. So they actually have to run it, make sure everything's going good, and make sure the kids are doing what they're supposed to do. So I kind of, if I ever come up with different ideas, other than trying to get our own team started, I always try to, ask them first, like, hey, what's the capacity of this situation, or what about that? So just so we all work in coherence, and nobody's stepping on nobody's toes. So, but for myself though, my biggest thing that I'm trying to do is trying to figure out a way to do different esports teams, either within the county or going county by county. Because I thought about it, where when we do our after school programs, we have different schools that we go to. So within these schools, there are many different gamers from the middle school to high school level. So I was like, maybe we could do an in-county high school against high school, or middle school against middle school kids, and just, grow it that way. But it's just, all in the works.
That's it. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to play the U Sports Mastery promo, and I'd really like to kind of talk about, what it's like to kind of program for youth sports, and how that kind of pairs with, or what are the things that are very similar, and then what are the things that are kind of different. So we'll play this, and then we'll come right back.
At DPRS Media Co., we don't just create content, we elevate community through storytelling. Now, we're proud to introduce the newest addition to the family. Welcome to Youth Sports Mastery, the podcast where champions are shaped, not just on the field, but in life. Hosted by National Academy of Athletics founder Aaron Locks. Youth Sports Mastery dives deep into how youth sports can empower kids, strengthen communities, and build leaders. From coaching culture to recreation strategy, and from player development to parent impact, every episode brings game-ready insight from the people making it happen. Youth Sports Mastery goes live every Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Daily Parks and Rec Show, sponsored by National Academy of Athletics and powered by DPRS Media Co. This is where purpose meets play.
All right. So anything to be said with that so far? Dr. Zach, why don't you go first, since have programmed just about everything? How is it similar, and how is it different?
So I would say, with, you were asking, just making sure, how is it similar between youth sports and esports being, you were asking how it's similar or different between like programming them and their stuff like that.
Right. How is it? Yeah. From programming regular sports and now esports.
Okay. Regular sports, I will say it is easier, just because you have a blueprint. So you have a roadmap, because even before I got here, there's a certain way, you did registration, or you did wanted certain programs, or who you had to go to talk to. And then, of course, a lot of that goes through KP, Kevin. He's our deputy administrator for athletics here, Kevin Patterson. And with that, we kind of, we all just kind of work together and talk about certain things that we're wanting out of it, even though Kevin is over athletics. It's his decision in the end, but we can also, we still put our inputs together, put our ideas together. But going along with the question though, I'll say it's a little harder with esports just right now, only because it's new. This is the first year we've actually had it and we've offered it. And then, like Cassinius was saying earlier, I'm pretty sure out of all the surrounding counties around us, we're the only county that has an in-house gaming room for our recreation center. So I'll say getting it out there, getting people started is that's the little tough part. And plus, a lot of gamers like myself, we're really particular about our wired, Wi-Fi and our setups at home. So some people, it's hard to get out there.
Spend money to have a good machine at home, so it's like, why should we come out to you?
Right. So, but the thing is about the gaming room that's amazing. It gives which is making it a little easier to do programming for. It gives the effect as if you were at a real gaming tournament. You're sitting side by side with your teammates. You can talk, through your mics, but also you could talk in between games next to each other. You could do better game plans that way. So in that aspect, it's not going bad with programming and getting people involved, but it's also bringing them together more to talk. And then like earlier with Ksenius was saying with the homeschool program, for those kids and it's amazing because they get a chance. Most of the time they're at home, so they can only talk to their friends through the gaming system or virtual in that matter. But this gives them a chance when they come in person. They can do different things together, work on different things, play different games and that such. So I think besides the esports team, trying to do more outreach into the community about the gaming room and people coming there to play. But going off what I said before, I believe a lot of it just coming from one gamer, and John will say it to another. When you have your own setup at home with your monitor and your chair, you even got like I love a little drink holder in my. So it's like it's a little different. It's a little harder.
Yeah, you don't want to leave that comfort zone.
That's it. John, anything to add to that?
Yeah. So these kids that come in to these tournaments are crazy. I have a lot of good stories about kids that come in with their own little mouse and keyboard. They're playing Fortnite. They have the keyboard tilted sideways, and then they're just flicking, and their fingers are going faster than lightning, and it's amazing to watch. I'm excited to see what the future holds for us as we grow.
Yeah. Ksenius?
Yeah, just to add to that, one of my visions is John talked about esports, like gaming teams, developing a gaming team where we can stream online versus an esports team, say in California, where they can compete in a tournament. That's like something that I would love to see happen in the future. Have a Henry County, Atlanta, or you can call it Henry County versus another county esports gaming team, and they can be in a totally different state. So that's one of the visions I would like to see. And then just to piggyback off that, me and Thomas, we will be speaking at the Georgia Parks and Recreation, the annual conference in November about esports gaming. So that's November the 3rd through the 6th. It's a GRPA conference. So please, if we can, so we want to make sure that people know about esports game and what it can do for their community and for their agency. Because like I said, a lot of agencies are not doing it right now, but it is definitely another outlet that could benefit them for sure.
And what's it like pioneering this? Because like you said, y'all are the first one to really do this. What were kind of some of the pushbacks, and what's it like being the first Parks and Rec department that's kind of taking this on?
Yeah, I don't think it was necessarily pushback, but setting the standard is always great. So now counties we set the blueprint. Counties can kind of see how we're doing it, and they can kind of piggyback off us. So it's great to say, because I know within the South Metro counties, I'm pretty sure we're the only rec center that has an esports gaming room, and with us setting the standard, I think that's always great, and just paving the way for future agencies to add it as part of their program.
Now, John, are there any other counterparts?
So we're trying things. We're seeing what's working. We'll make some mistakes, but it's exciting.
Yeah. Are there any other counterparts that y'all have in other cities that are doing something similar, or is it kind of y'all are the lone wolf out there?
I believe maybe some northern counties might have it, but I believe Rockdale County might have an esports gaming room. If I'm not correct.
They've got one computer.
But yeah, it's not like ours. Ours is state of the art. And I'm gonna continue to brag on North Mount Carmel because I'm proud of what we're doing in Henry County. We're definitely trailblazers and provide a blueprint of how it should be done correctly.
So can you give us a sneak peek as to what your talk's going to be on, you and Thomas?
Just about what we're doing in Henry County, the type of room that we have. We'll speak about the gaming tournaments, how we kind of organize everything, the rules that we have as part of the gaming room, just the whole nine, and let people ask us questions. What did it take to get it started? Things of that nature, because I'm sure people have a lot of questions about how's it going, how we're doing it, the whole nine. So we're going to be open to a lot of questions and just talk about just what's going on in Henry County, how we're paving the way, and how it would benefit their agency if they had the. Of course, at the end of the day, it's always dependent on budget. So if their agency is able to start an esports gaming room, we'll just tell them, hey, we think it's definitely well worth it. Give it a try. Give kids another outlet besides just the traditional athletics.
So I'm curious, John, how did you get this job? How did you get into this, and what is it like running it?
So I was with Henry County for 3 years already. They knew that I liked gaming. They said, hey, we're starting a game room. You should probably apply for that and see how it goes. We could use your knowledge and expertise. So I applied, and here I am. It's been an experience because, like I said, it's uncharted water. We're the only rec center this side of Atlanta that has a game room this magnitude. So, yep.
And John has definitely brought a lot of value to the gaming room. Like I said, we're operating by trial and error. So it's going to be some mistakes, but we're going to learn from our mistakes and be able to be better because of those mistakes. So, but John is definitely a value to the team, and his expertise is definitely appreciated.
All right, so let's talk about the future. We can go around on this one. What do y'all think the future 5-10 years from now looks like in esports? Why don't we go John, Paige, Dr. Zach, and finish with Ksenius?
In the future, I see us having our own team. I see us hosting other school systems that have their own esports program coming to use our room, and we'll be able to connect across the entire country. Who knows, maybe even across the world. The potential is limitless with the internet.
Paige?
Yeah, I'd agree. I think with everything that they've been able to do and everything that they have planned, I think it's going to be basically what John said. Just teams everyone coming together, people like me learning how to play more video games because they're just curious now more than they were before, because y'all making it sound really fun. Probably not. I probably won't join the team. My husband might, but I won't. But I'll definitely cheer the team Henry County Esports has a ring to it. That'd be so cool. But there's definitely so much possibility with it. I can't wait to see it happen.
Yeah, it's almost like little pro teams or college teams that y'all are kind of giving birth to right in your Parks and Rec departments.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to be a pipeline for that too, so that they can get some experience here. Some scouts can come and maybe even give them scholarships. Another little avenue for them to go to college.
Yep, I love it. Dr. Zach, what do you think the future looks like?
Okay, so this is gonna sound wild, but this is what I think. So in 10 years, I'm gonna go as a whole. I think in esports in 10 years, we'll start seeing almost like in basketball, football, or any other sports, like people getting drafted to teams. That's what I think. Because kind of what I've noticed from watching some esports events, you have players that played back when I was in high school. So that's like over 10 years ago. But players that played back then, all their prize money, now they're buying into their teams. Now they're stakeholders, they're owners, they're growing it. And I'm kind of just seeing the roadmap. More people that won in the past and that are winning now keep developing their own teams or staying with the teams they're at and growing them. You're going to need a pool to pull from. So tying back to Henry County, like John and Paige were saying, I do think, in the future, we will definitely have our own team, or if not multiple teams within the school systems. But I think once recreation center starts having their own teams Then they start seeing the importance in schools running, getting scholarships. High schools are going to probably start offering it as a class or some sort for people to get a little more knowledge or get an understanding on to go to college for it, like a regular class. So I just see in the next 10 years, it's going to boom. It's going to explode. It's going to be something that's going to happen right before our eyes that we were like, really, like, you know, the guy just got signed for, I don't know, $100,000 to play for this esports team. So it's like, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be something amazing. I think it's going to take some time. So I'd say 10, maybe 15 years. But as far as our county, though, I believe our county, the way our county has moved, the people that we have in place, and just all the overall support we have within our agency, I think it's definitely something that we can achieve within the next 5 years is having our own team, for sure.
Yeah, and I think you're not going to have the issue of being discovered. You know, you could be a phenomenal high school quarterback and people just don't know about you. Whereas in esports, if you're top of the leaderboard, the planet sees it. Everybody sees who's the top.
Yep.
Ksenius, what do you have as far as what do you think the future looks like?
Well, I think the future is very bright for the esports programming. I think that it's going to give kids more scholarship opportunities, allow us to kind of develop more partnerships. Because right now we have a partnership with, we're going to start working with Creekside private school. It's a private school. They have an esports students that they're going to start partnering with us and using our facility for their esports program. So it's definitely an opportunity there for partnerships with the school systems. And also, you know, I would like, this is just me, I would like to see esports become one day maybe an Olympic sport. What do y'all think about that? And compete on the Olympic level, like the world stage. I think that would be kind of cool.
I'm gonna watch the Olympics next.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I think it's very bright. Very bright. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll go another round again. Let's talk about what's your favorite game and why, and what are the skills that you found lacking that you had to develop to get good at that game. We'll go John, Page, Dr. Zach, and Ksenius.
So right now, cliche answer, my favorite game is Fortnite. I love it because it's fast paced. There's a high skill cap. You can tell who just started versus who's been playing 10 years. It's very apparent in the way they move, the way they aim, what items they choose to pick up. And you get to show off those skills in ranked mode and climb the leaderboards and show how good you actually are compared to people. What do I struggle with in that game? Building. You're not going to catch me building. I'm playing zero build and I'm avoiding it. I'm not even going to try and get good as these kids. They have the time and energy to get good at it that I do not.
What does that mean? Building, zero build. Can you define some of that for people that aren't familiar with it?
Zero build in Fortnite. When Fortnite first came out, it only had building, and what
Oh, you went on mute.
So what separated Fortnite when it came out from other battle royales, which battle royales are a bunch of people load into a map and it's, 100 people pitted against each other. So what separated Fortnite when it came out was it had buildings. So you can set up a wall in front of you, put up a ramp and climb that ramp. You can, create your own terrain to be defensive or offensive. And so it takes a lot of skill to be able to do that quick. So eventually there was a skill gap. So beginners come in, they shoot at somebody and there's a tower. They can't compete with that. So to help beginners kind of get into the game, Fortnite added a zero build mode where you can no longer build. So now it's about your skill of aiming, how you can position yourself. You're not going to be building a tower and getting over somebody and they can't do anything about it. You have to have more spatial awareness.
All right, Paige, favorite game? Why? What were the skills you had to develop to get good at it?
Well, I know I talk about Minecraft a lot. It's just because it's what I've been playing a lot. And here at Henry County Parks and Recreation, we recently did a Minecraft movie night. So that's just been in my memory. But I do really like the game Skyrim. No, it's going to be Minecraft. So back to Minecraft. So that's probably my favorite game because I've been playing that since I was just a little kid. I definitely had to gain a lot of building experience because building on Minecraft is just blocks. But there are different textures and a lot of different things you can do on Minecraft. And also surviving all of the mobs. Because there's, what was it called? One of y'all help me. What is it? The ancient city?
The creeper.
No, it's in the ancient city. It comes out of the ground. It's like the worst one. Anyways, it's a big monster thing. It's scary.
I haven't seen.
You gotta sneak around and not get, eliminated or anything, but definitely survival skills and using all the different blocks to build something really cool. But I'm pretty good at it now, I like to say. So, yeah.
Dr. Zach, what's your favorite game? Why? What were the skills that you didn't have that you had to get good at?
I will have to say I have a plethora of games I love, but I guess I will have to say it's probably Call of Duty. The skills I need to get good. Well, I'd say, see, the game, it changes. So like right now, I'd say I had to get good at, man, quick scoping, slide canceling, diving while shooting, sliding back while shooting, snaking over walls, you name it. I had to get good at a lot of things because back then, like in some of the Call of Duties, like especially when I first played, they didn't have like these elements. Granted, there was the one Advanced Warfare where you had a jetpack, but I mean, for me, each game you almost have to adapt to the game style and gameplay. Like for instance, like I love Call of Duty, it's my favorite, and that's what I had to get good at. But like Battlefield 6 is about to come out. They added sliding in their game. They're all Battlefield 3 and the other Battlefields, they didn't have that. So it's like a lot of like Call of Duty or the first person shooters, you have to adapt to like the new I guess like you could say like tech they put in the game. So for me, it's been more or less like those aspects and my aim with certain guns. But other than that, yeah, it's been going good. I play a lot of ranked on there. I'm not a high ranked. I don't even want to say my rank. It's not that great. I'm platinum. I'll be honest. All right, but we'll skip past that. But I play a lot of ranked. I play a lot of Warzone. But just like in Fortnite, what John said, how they made it easier for beginners. Like some of my friends that just started playing Warzone, they don't understand. Like they have casual modes where you can go against people and bots to kind of see how you play like Warzone or how it kind of will be played. So within like regular Warzone or ranked, I'll have a good time with that and everything like that. But it tests my overall speed with like aiming down sight, or tests my overall peripheral vision with catching a guy running out the corner this way or that way. So yeah, I would say it trained my eyes very well, Mr. Craig. It definitely did.
I bet. All right, Ksenia, bring us home. What's your favorite game? Why? What were the skills you lacked in that you had to kind of shore up?
All right, so I'm gonna go with the easy choice. I have a lot of games that I like, but either Madden or college football. So we're playing those games, you almost get into coaching mode because you have to come up with a strategy of, what my opponent lacks at, or what can I do? What's going to work against them? It's kind of fun because it's almost like your offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator, and you're trying to manage your team to victory. So it's kind of cool, kind of competing against people online that's been playing probably as long as I have. Just figuring out their game plan mid game and trying to adjust accordingly. So that's been the biggest challenge, but it's always fun.
Yeah, I think we're heading to a world that kind of looks like Ready Player One. If y'all haven't seen that little movie, I think that's kind of the world we're moving towards.
I hope. I love that movie.
I embrace the VR world.
Yep, that's where we're heading.
So
Well,
just
guys,
a reminder, me and Thomas will be at the GRPA conference November the 3rd through the 6th in Jekyll Island. So if you're in the area, please get there. We're going to speak about esports.
Yeah, and DPR.
What about you, Craig? We need to hear your favorite game.
Oh my gosh, I haven't played games in so long, but when I was young, I used to play something called Warcraft, and it was kind of these command and conquer games where you'd put your little peasants to work.
OG Warcraft.
Yeah,
listen, I know exactly what you're talking about too.
Wow, yeah.
Oh yeah. I tell you, I had a peasant class that could get more gold and wood and stones coming in, and you just couldn't beat my empire of peasants bringing in, all the different commodities you need to wage war on your neighbor. That was my secret sauce. Got to manage the peasants well. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for coming on the Daily Parks and Rec show and the Rec Room. This has been exciting. I don't think any of us had a heads up as to what today's show was going to be about, but this has been awesome. I really think it's a big chunk of what's the future of Parks and Rec looks like and how y'all are kind of catering to y'all's community. So I really appreciate all the hard work y'all are doing over there and keeping the community thriving. So love what you're doing, guys. Thank y'all so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having us again.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You have a great day. Thanks.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.
All right, so that was another great show for the Rec Room, and as Ksenius alluded to, they will be presenting on many topics. Thomas has signed up their leadership team to speak on various topics, one of which is esports. But I know they've got stuff on accounting, fundraising, leadership in Parks and Rec. So if you happen to be in the area, please attend the. Matter of fact, if you haven't attended a state association's annual event, Georgia does a great job at it. We will be there, the Daily Parks and Rec show, with several of our hosts. We're going to be there the entire event at Jekyll Island, and that's coming up. I want to say it's either the first or second week of November, so that's not too far away. So if you can get out there and come listen to some of these guys talk about what they've have become masters of, I think that would be great exposure for anybody in Parks and Recreation. So thank you guys for helping us to create the Daily Parks and Rec show, the Rec Room, and please like and subscribe to all of our channels, share it with everybody, because what we're really trying to do is just capture the knowledge and wisdom and stories of Parks and Recreation and give them a home in the Daily Parks and Rec show and in our content library. If you have something that you feel like you want to share with the community nationwide, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's where I pretty much live. I think I'm just becoming a LinkedIn avatar nowadays. We spend so much time on that thing, but you can always reach me there. Just hit me up in the DMs or hit up Sherry, and we'll get you on the show and share everything you've learned with the nation of Parks and Rec community. So, all right. Craig LeBlanc, the doorman, signing off with another great episode. We will see y'all here tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.
Welcome to DPRS Media Co., the first media company built for the people behind the Parks and Rec community. We don't just cover on Parks and Rec, we elevate it, we amplify it, we honor it. At the heart of everything we do is one mission: to serve the public servants, the professionals who design, maintain, and lead the parks that shape our communities. Under the Daily Parks and Rec show, we produce 6 powerful platforms. Leadership in Parks and Rec, a spotlight on directors, superintendents, and visionaries shaping the future of public spaces. Facility maintenance, where the boots hit the ground, a deep dive into the systems, crews, and craftsmanship that keep our parks clean, safe, and beautiful. Young Professionals Network, shining a light on the next generation of Parks and Rec. Students, interns, and mentors sharing how we build a legacy together. Youth Sports Mastery, sponsored by National Academy of Athletics. This series is for coaches, parents, and rec leaders working to make youth sports fun, fair, and meaningful again. The Rec Room, hosted by the passionate leaders of Henry County Parks and Rec. This show brings frontline energy and real-life stories from the field. And the weekly Parks and Rec Post, our official newsletter delivering stories, insights, and community wins every week. We are DPRS Media Co., LLC, a media company with a mission to uplift the professionals who serve every community, every park, every day.